The papers in my hand were shaking so bad I could barely read them. $50,000. My mom spent $50,000 on a birthday party for my sister while my baby girl was dying in a hospital bed 3 miles away, and I could not even pay for her medicine. Before I continue, please like this video and subscribe to our channel if you love revenge stories. Also tell us where you are listening from. We will love to feel closer even if we are physically apart. Don't forget to tell us what you think about this story. Enjoy listening. My name is Sarah and I am 28 years old. The worst day of my life started when I got a call from my mom telling me about the party she threw for my sister Lisa, who just turned 25. While my daughter Emma was fighting for her life. I was sitting in that cold hospital chair next to Emma's bed when my phone rang. My baby girl looked so small in that big hospital bed with all those tubes and machines around her. She had been sick for 2 weeks now, and the doctor said she needed special treatment that cost a lot of money. $3,000. That was all I needed to save my daughter's life. "Sarah, honey," my mom said when I answered the phone. She sounded so happy and excited. "You should have seen Lisa's party last night. It was absolutely perfect." I felt my stomach drop. "What party, Mom?" "Lisa's birthday party, of course. I rented the entire ballroom at the Grand Hotel. We had a live band, professional dancers, a chocolate fountain that was 6 feet tall, and flowers everywhere. The photographer alone cost $5,000. But my baby deserved the best for her 25th birthday." I could not speak. My mouth was open but no words came out. Emma made a little sound in her sleep and I reached over to touch her hand. It was so cold. "Mom," I said quietly. "How much did you spend?" "Oh honey, you know I don't like to talk about money. But between you and me it was around $50,000. Worth every penny to see my Lisa so happy." $50,000. While my daughter was dying and I had been calling my mom every day begging for help with just $3,000. "Mom, Emma is still in the hospital. I told you yesterday that I need help with her medical bills. Just $3,000 and she can get the treatment she needs." There was a long silence on the phone. Then my mom sighed like I was bothering her. "Sarah, you know I already gave Lisa's party all my extra money this month. Maybe you can ask the hospital for a payment plan or something. I'm sure they'll understand." I hung up the phone without saying goodbye. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. Emma opened her eyes and looked at me with those big brown eyes that looked just like mine. "Mommy, am I going to be okay?" she whispered. I kissed her forehead and tried to smile. "Yes, baby, Mommy is going to take care of everything." But I had no idea how. Dr. Martinez came to see us that afternoon. He was a nice man with kind eyes, but his face looked worried when he sat down next to me. "Mrs. Sarah, we need to talk about Emma's treatment plan. Please, doctor, just tell me what she needs and I will find a way to pay for it." He looked at his papers and then back at me. "Emma needs a special medicine that will help her body fight this infection. Without it, her condition will get much worse very quickly. The medicine costs $3,000 and we need to start it today." "Today?" My voice cracked when I said it. "I'm sorry, but we cannot wait any longer. Her body is getting weaker every hour." I looked at Emma sleeping in that bed and felt like my heart was being ripped out of my chest. "Doctor, I have been trying to get the money, but I just need a little more time. Maybe one more day." Dr. Martinez shook his head sadly. "Mrs. Sarah, I understand your situation, but Emma cannot wait one more day. If we don't start this treatment today, we might lose her." "Lose her?" Those words hit me like a truck. I started crying right there in front of the doctor. Not just quiet tears but big ugly sobs that made my whole body shake. "Please, doctor, there has to be something else we can do. Some other medicine that costs less money. I'm sorry, but this is the only treatment that will work for her condition. We've tried everything else." After the doctor left, I called my mom again. This time I was not going to be polite. "Mom, Emma is going to die if I don't get $3,000 today. Today. She needs medicine now or the doctor says we might lose her." "Oh Sarah, don't be so dramatic. Doctors always say things like that to scare parents into paying more money. I'm sure she'll be fine." "Dramatic? My daughter is dying and you spent $50,000 on a party. How can you say I'm being dramatic?" "Sarah Marie, you watch your tone with me. I raised you better than that. Lisa's birthday party was very important for our family's reputation. You know how many important people were there? Your uncle's business partners, our neighbors, everyone from the church. We couldn't have a cheap party for something so important. More important than your granddaughter's life? That's not fair, Sarah, and you know it. You're asking me to choose between my daughters, and that's not right. I'm not asking you to choose. I'm asking you to help save Emma's life. I already told you I don't have any extra money right now. Maybe you should call your father. My father, who left us when I was 15 and never sent a single dollar to help with anything. Who I had not talked to in 5 years. Mom, you are her grandmother. Please. I am begging you. Sarah, I'm hanging up now. This conversation is getting too emotional, and that's not good for anyone. Call me when you can talk like an adult. The phone went dead. I sat there looking at it like it was a snake that had just bit me. My own mother. The woman who was supposed to love me and Emma more than anything in the world. He hung up on me while my daughter was dying. That's when I started thinking about the house. My grandmother Rose was the most wonderful woman who ever lived. She raised me and my sister after our dad left because Mom was working 3 jobs to keep us fed. Grandma Rose had this beautiful house on Maple Street with a big front porch and a garden in the back where she grew the most amazing tomatoes. When Grandma died 3 years ago, she left the house to my mom. Mom never lived in it because she said it was too old and needed too much work. But she would not sell it either because she said it reminded her of Grandma. The house was worth about $60,000. I knew this because Mom had it appraised last year when she was thinking about selling it to buy a new car. But then she decided to keep the car she had and keep the house too. $60,000. More than enough to pay for Emma's medicine and have money left over to start a new life somewhere far away from my mom's cruel heart. The problem was the house was in my mom's name. She had never put my name on the deed or anything like that. But I knew where she kept all her important papers. And I knew something else too. Something my mom had forgotten about. 2 years ago, when Mom was going on a cruise with her church friends, she signed a paper that gave me power of attorney over all her affairs while she was gone. She was supposed to cancel it when she got back, but she forgot. And I never reminded her. That paper was still sitting in my safe at home. Valid and legal. I left the hospital that night after Emma fell asleep. I kissed her forehead and promised her I would be back in the morning with good news. She smiled at me with those beautiful eyes and said, "I love you, Mommy. I love you too, baby girl. More than all the stars in the sky." I drove home to my little apartment and sat at my kitchen table looking at that power of attorney paper. My hands were shaking as I read it over and over again. It was definitely still valid. It gave me the right to make financial decisions for my mom, including selling property. But selling my mom's house without telling her? That was stealing. Even if it was legal because of the paper, it was still wrong. Wasn't it? I thought about Emma lying in that hospital bed. I thought about my mom spending $50,000 on a party while my daughter was dying. I thought about her hanging up on me when I begged for help. Then I thought about what kind of grandmother spends $50,000 on one daughter's birthday party but won't spend $3,000 to save her other daughter's child. The answer was clear. The kind of grandmother who doesn't deserve to own a house while her granddaughter dies. I called my friend Marcus, who was a real estate agent. We had gone to high school together and he had always been honest with me. "Marcus, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be completely honest with me." "What's up, Sarah? You sound upset." If someone had power of attorney over a house and the person who owned it was, let's say, not making good decisions about money, would it be legal to sell the house to pay for a medical emergency? Well, technically, if you have valid power of attorney and you're acting in the person's best interest, then yes, it would be legal. Why are you asking? I told him everything. About Emma in the hospital, about my mom spending $50,000 on Lisa's party, about the medicine Emma needed to live. Marcus listened without saying a word until I was finished. "Sarah, that's horrible. Your mom really said no to helping with Emma's medical bills. She said she didn't have any extra money after spending $50,000 on my sister's birthday party. But the house just sits empty while Emma is dying?" "Yes." Marcus was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "If you want to sell that house, I can have it sold in 2 days. Cash sale. I have investors who buy houses quick when people need money fast." How much could I get for it? Based on the address you gave me, probably $55,000 to $60,000. Cash in your hand in 2 days. $55,000. Enough to save Emma and start over somewhere new. Away from my mom and her favorite daughter Lisa. Marcus, can you meet me tomorrow morning at 9? I'll bring the power of attorney papers and we can go look at the house. Sarah, are you sure about this? Once we start this process, there's no going back. I looked at the picture of Emma on my refrigerator. It was from her 4th birthday party last month. She was wearing a little pink dress I bought at the thrift store and smiling so big you could see the gap where her front tooth fell out. I had saved up for 2 months to buy her a small cake and a few presents. $25 total. That's what I spent on my daughter's birthday while my mom spent $50,000 on my sister's. I'm sure, Marcus. Emma is going to live and we're going to have a better life. Okay, Sarah. I'll help you. That little girl deserves to live and your mom. Well, she made her choice. The next morning I drove to Grandma's house on Maple Street. I had not been there in almost a year because it made me too sad to see it sitting empty when Grandma had filled it with so much love. Marcus was already waiting for me in his car. He got out when he saw me and gave me a big hug. How's Emma today? The same. Dr. Martinez says we have maybe one more day before. I could not finish the sentence. Then let's get this done. We walked around the house together. It needed some work, but it was still beautiful. The garden in the back was overgrown, but I could see where Grandma's tomato plants used to be. There was still a swing hanging from the big oak tree where she used to push me and Lisa when we were little. Your grandmother sounds like she was a wonderful woman, Marcus said. She was. She would be so angry if she knew what my mom was doing. Grandma always said family takes care of family no matter what. Well, you're taking care of family. You're taking care of Emma. Marcus called his investor friend right there on the front porch. The man said he could meet us that afternoon to look at the house and make an offer. If we agreed on a price, he could have cash ready the next morning. Tomorrow morning? I asked. You mean I could have the money tomorrow? Sarah, when people need money for medical emergencies, my investors move fast. They know time is important. That afternoon we met with Mr. Chin, the investor. He was an older Chinese man who spoke very softly and seemed very kind. He walked through the house carefully, looking at everything. This is a good house, he said. Good bones. I can offer you $58,000 cash. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. $58,000. More than enough to save Emma and start over. Sir, can I ask you something? I said to Mr. Chin. Are you going to fix up this house and sell it, or are you going to tear it down? Oh no, I would never tear down such a beautiful house. My wife and I buy houses like this to fix them up and rent them to nice families. This house has good energy. It was loved. Yes, sir, it was very loved. Your grandmother would be happy to know a good family will live here and love it again. I signed the papers right there on Grandma's kitchen table. The same table where she taught me how to make cookies and helped me with my homework. I felt like she was there with me, telling me it was okay. That saving Emma was the right thing to do. The next morning I was at the bank at 9 o'clock sharp. Mr. Chin handed me a cashier's check for $58,000. I had never seen so much money in my whole life. I hope your daughter gets well soon, he said. Thank you, sir. You saved her life. I drove straight to the hospital. Dr. Martinez was making his morning rounds when I found him. Doctor, I have the money for Emma's medicine. His face lit up like sunshine. That's wonderful news. We can start her treatment right away. How much did you say it was again? $3,000. I handed him a check for $5,000. The extra $2,000 is for any other treatment she might need. Dr. Martinez looked at the check and then at me. Mrs. Sarah, where did you get this money? I sold something that belonged to my family. An hour later, Emma was getting her first dose of the special medicine. She was sleeping, but she already looked better. The color was coming back to her cheeks and she was breathing easier. I was sitting next to her bed when my phone started ringing. It was my mom. Sarah, what have you done? Mr. Peterson from next door just called me and said there were people at Mama's house yesterday with papers and cars. What is going on? I took a deep breath. I sold the house, Mom. What? You sold what house? What are you talking about? I sold Grandma's house. The one you've been letting sit empty for 3 years while your granddaughter was dying in the hospital. Sarah Marie, you get down here right now and explain to me what you think you're doing. You cannot sell my house. Actually, Mom, I can. Remember that power of attorney you signed 2 years ago? It's still valid. And I used it to sell the house to pay for Emma's medicine. There was a long silence. Then my mom started screaming. Not talking loud but actually screaming like someone was hurting her. You stole my house. You stole from your own mother. No, Mom, I saved my daughter's life with money that was just sitting there doing nothing while she was dying. That house was worth $60,000. For a $3,000 medical bill. Yes, Mom. For my daughter's life. Which apparently means less to you than my sister's birthday party. How dare you bring Lisa into this? This is between you and me. No, Mom, this is about you choosing to spend $50,000 on a party instead of $3,000 to save Emma's life. This is about you hanging up on me when I begged you for help. I want my money back right now, Sarah. You bring me that money or I'm calling the police. Go ahead and call them, Mom. I have the power of attorney papers right here. What I did was completely legal. And you know what? Even if it wasn't, I would do it again to save Emma. You are no longer my daughter. Do you hear me? I have one daughter now and her name is Lisa. Good, Mom. Because I don't want a mother who would let her granddaughter die to protect an empty house. I hung up the phone and turned it off. Emma opened her eyes and looked at me. Who was that, Mommy? Nobody important, baby. Just somebody who doesn't understand how much I love you. Emma got better fast with the medicine. After a week in the hospital, Dr. Martinez said she could go home. She was completely healthy and the infection was gone. It's like a miracle, he said. If you had waited one more day, we might not have been able to help her. But we didn't go back to our old apartment. Instead, I used some of the money from the house to rent a small place in a different town about 2 hours away. A place where me and Emma could start fresh without my mom and Lisa and all the painful memories. I used more of the money to buy a car that actually worked and to put Emma in a good daycare while I looked for a job. I had been a secretary before Emma got sick, but I had to quit to take care of her. Now I found a job at a small company that made me feel welcome and paid me enough to take care of Emma properly. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe. Emma was healthy and happy. We had a nice place to live and food on the table every night. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had enough. And most important, we had each other. Mommy, I like our new house, Emma said one night as I was tucking her into bed. I like it too, baby. Are you happy here? Yes. And I like that you're not sad anymore. Was I sad before? Yes, you used to cry when you thought I was sleeping. But now you smile more. He was right. I did smile more. For the first time since Emma's father left us 2 years ago, I felt like maybe everything was going to be okay. Some nights I would lie awake thinking about what I had done. I had sold my mother's house without telling her. I had taken something that belonged to her and used it for myself. Even if it was to save Emma's life, it was still wrong. Wasn't it? But then I would think about my mom spending $50,000 on Lisa's birthday party while Emma was dying. I would think about her hanging up on me when I begged for help. I would think about her saying she didn't have any extra money while an empty house worth $60,000 sat on Maple Street collecting dust. What kind of mother does that? What kind of grandmother? And I would think about Emma running around our new house, healthy and happy and alive. Without that medicine, she would be dead now. My baby girl would be in the ground while my mom worried about what the neighbors thought of Lisa's party. When I thought about it that way, I knew I had made the right choice. Maybe it wasn't legal in some people's minds. Maybe it wasn't the perfect Christian thing to do. But it was the right thing for a mother to do. It was what Grandma Rose would have done. Grandma always said that houses are just buildings but family is forever. She would have sold that house herself to save Emma. I know she would have. 3 months after we moved to our new town, I got a letter from Lisa. I almost threw it away without reading it, but Emma saw the envelope and asked who it was from. It's from your Aunt Lisa, baby. The one who had the big party? Yes, that one. I opened the letter while Emma was playing with her toys. Lisa's handwriting was still the same as when we were kids, all curly and perfect. Dear Sarah, it said. Mom told me what happened with Grandma's house. I want you to know that I had no idea Emma was sick when Mom threw my birthday party. She never told me you needed money for medical bills. If I had known, I would have given you the money myself and told Mom to cancel the party. I love Emma and I would never want anything bad to happen to her. I tried to give Mom money to help you, but she said it was too late and you had already stolen from the family. I don't think you stole anything. I think you saved Emma's life. I hope someday you can forgive me for not knowing what was happening. I love you and I miss you. Please tell Emma that Aunt Lisa loves her very much. Love, Lisa. I read the letter 3 times. Then I started crying. Not sad tears but confused tears. All this time I thought Lisa knew about Emma being sick. I thought she knew Mom had said no to helping us. But she didn't know anything. It was all Mom. Mom had kept everything secret from Lisa so she could have her perfect party without feeling guilty. Mom had let me think that Lisa didn't care about Emma when really Lisa never knew what was happening. I felt angry and relieved at the same time. Angry at Mom for lying to both of us. But relieved that Lisa wasn't the kind of person who would party while Emma was dying. That night I called Lisa. We talked for 2 hours. She cried when I told her how sick Emma had been and how scared I was that she was going to die. Sarah, I am so sorry. If I had known, I would have driven to that hospital myself with the money. Mom told me you were just having some small money problems and that you were being dramatic about it. She said I was being dramatic too. I should have called you myself instead of believing what Mom said. I'm a terrible sister. No, Lisa, you're not terrible. You didn't know. Mom made sure you didn't know. Why would she do that? Because she wanted you to have a perfect party without feeling guilty. She chose your happiness over Emma's life. Lisa was quiet for a long time. Then she said, I gave Mom back all the jewelry she bought me for the party. I told her to sell it and send you the money. You didn't have to do that. Yes, I did. I can't keep things that were bought while Emma was dying and you were begging for help. What did Mom say? She said you made your choice when you stole her house and now you have to live with it. She's never going to forgive you, Sarah. I know. And I'm okay with that. Are you really? I looked at Emma playing with her toys in our little living room. She was healthy and happy and safe. We had a good life now without all the drama and pain of trying to get love from someone who didn't know how to give it. Yes, Lisa, I really am okay with it. Emma and I are better off without Mom in our lives. Can I still be in your lives? I promise I'll never let anything like this happen again. Of course. Emma needs to know her Aunt Lisa. And I need my sister back. A year later, Emma started kindergarten at the local school. She made friends quickly and her teacher said she was one of the smartest kids in her class. Every day she would come home with stories about what she learned and who she played with at recess. I got promoted at my job and we moved to a bigger apartment with 2 bedrooms and a little balcony where I grew tomatoes in pots. They weren't as good as Grandma's tomatoes, but Emma loved helping me water them and pick them when they were ready. Lisa came to visit us every few months. She and Emma became best friends. Lisa would bring books and toys and they would spend hours playing games and reading stories. Emma loved having an aunt who actually cared about her. Aunt Lisa, do you think Great-Grandma Rose would be proud of Mommy for taking care of me? Emma asked one day. Yes, baby, Lisa said. Great-Grandma Rose loved you very much and she would be very proud of your Mommy for being so brave. What about Grandma? Is she still mad at Mommy? Lisa looked at me and I nodded that it was okay to tell the truth. Yes, Emma, Grandma is still mad. But sometimes grown-ups make mistakes and they're too proud to say they're sorry. I think Grandma made a big mistake, Emma said. Mommy is the best mommy in the world and I'm the luckiest girl because she saved my life. Out of the mouths of babes. 2 years have passed since I sold Mom's house. Emma is 7 now and in 2nd grade. She's healthy and happy and has no memory of how sick she was. She thinks the whole thing was just a bad dream. I never regret what I did. Not for 1 second. Every time I look at Emma laughing or running or just being alive, I know I made the right choice. A house is just wood and brick and nails. My daughter is irreplaceable. Mom never called to apologize or to ask about Emma. According to Lisa, she sold all the jewelry from the birthday party and bought herself a new car. She tells people that I stole her inheritance and broke her heart. She acts like she's the victim in this story. But I know the truth. And more important, Emma knows the truth. She knows her mommy would do anything to protect her and keep her safe. She knows she is loved more than anything in the world. Sometimes at night when I'm tucking Emma into bed, she'll look at me with those big brown eyes and say, "Mommy, tell me again about how you saved my life." And I'll tell her the story of how sometimes mommies have to make very hard choices to protect their babies. How love is stronger than rules or what other people think is right. How I would sell 1,000 houses if it meant keeping her healthy and safe. "And we lived happily ever after?" she always asks. We're still living happily ever after, baby girl. Every single day. And it's true. We are living happily ever after. Just me and Emma and Lisa and the memory of Grandma Rose watching over us all. We don't need anyone else. We have everything we need right here. The house on Maple Street is rented to a young family with 2 little kids now. Mr. Chin was right. It needed people who would love it and fill it with laughter again. Sometimes I drive by and see the children playing in Grandma's old garden and I smile. Grandma would be happy to know her house is loved again. As for the money I had left after paying Emma's medical bills, I put it in a savings account for her college education. When she's 18, she'll have enough money to go to any school she wants and become anything she dreams of being. That's what Grandma Rose would have wanted. That's what Grandma Rose's house was really worth. Not $60,000, but my daughter's future. And I would do it again tomorrow if I had to. Because that's what real mothers do. We protect our children no matter what the cost. Even if it means everyone else thinks we're wrong. Even if it means losing other people we love. Even if it means being alone. As long as our children are safe and happy and alive, we did the right thing. Emma is alive because I sold that house. And every day she's alive is a day I know I made the right choice. I know my action may not be other people's option, but that was my own way of saving my daughter. If it was you, what could you have done? Let me know in the comments section, and also if you think what I did was the right thing, also tell me in the comments section. Please like this video and share to your loved ones. Subscribe to this channel for more of this stories coming your way. See you on the next one.